Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to this brand new show following the Lionesses' journey to Stadium Australia. Obviously, tonight my co-host is Lottie. How are you? How have you been?
I'm good, Gee. I'm really good, Gee. I've had a bit of a rough day, but highlight of my day is being back on screen with you, talking about our girls, and it's just all exciting stuff. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good too, thank you. And for the first time joining us, we've got Mike. Hi, Mike. How are you?
All right.
Are you excited to get into this? Did you watch last
Yeah,
night?
I'm looking forward to it. I saw the game last night, and it was a just incredible performance, really, all round. So looking forward to going in and delving into it. Yeah,
amazing. How did you sort of while watching the game last night? How did you feel when it was on? Because I feel there's quite a lot of mixed feelings today, isn't there? So I'm just interested, really quickly, to see how you felt at the time when the game was happening.
It's quite an interesting question. I was really, really impressed by the whole team, really, just from, all the way from the keeper all the way through. I thought everyone had a really good game. I know the keeper didn't have a lot to do, but other than that, I think everyone put in a really good shift, a really good performance, really good sort of passages of football, and just completed with some really good finishing and really good football as well. So yeah, it was really just enjoyable to watch. And it was one of those ones that I'll say it now because I was talking about it at work earlier as well. It makes you feel good to be an English, an English person, or just to follow English football. Yeah.
Amazing. And Lottie, how are you feeling when it's happening?
I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing for the girls as always. I mean, they're such a joy to watch. I mean, I think it was your tweet last night that made me laugh. I mean, the boys would go 3-0 up and pass, but we just kept going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of that. It's true, though.
That was the best tweet of the night, Jay. I've got to give you that. I will give you. I have to.
But I kind of feel like, well, it is true, but also, I know obviously someone piped up today and said that obviously the men won 10-0 the other day, but I mean that doesn't happen ever, does it? That was just the off chance, and it was still boring.
I think for me it's not consistent enough. Whereas we've now officially beat Latvia 30-0. Do you know what I mean? Over 2 legs.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. They're definitely not qualifying, that's for sure. But
we just what you're saying there as well about saying about the 10-0 and stuff, but when you look at that, I don't ever remember there being an England men's game where they've had 60 plus shots on goal.
No, so, I don't either. Honestly,
it's madness, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
We'll quickly just cast our minds back to Saturday lunchtime. Obviously, a disclaimer that none of us have really watched the game. It was on, unfortunately, the exact same time as Arsenal, and our hearts were obviously tied to them first. So I've managed to slightly watch about 5 minutes of the highlights today. And what I sort of gathered from it is, as me and Lottie were saying in the first show, that they were going to be the team that was going to give us the hardest game, and it showed. It was 1-0 in the end. We had some really good chances, to be fair. Some really good crosses coming in from Mead and Greenwood. Shock. Just couldn't sort of put it away, and the goal we did get in the end was quite scrappy. I think it was a Fran Kirby cross into the 6-yard box and then was obviously there just to tap it in, as she always is.
Sounds like a classic 6-yarder from Ellen again.
Yeah, she's always there where she needs to be, isn't she?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Goal poacher, 100%. Yeah.
And obviously that was her 100th cap. She got presented with a shirt just before the game started. And then with that goal, she put her up one more behind Kelly Smith.
Yeah.
So she was on 45 goals at that point on her 100th cap. Mike, I'm just interested to know, what do you think of Ellen as an overall player?
Oh, she's excellent. She's, one of those players that you just love to watch. And, we said about it just a moment ago as well, about being the goal poacher there as well, and being in, the right place at the right time there. And that's what she does really, really well. And, yet again, she did that last night as well. So, yeah, fantastic player, and, one of those players that has an exceptional record as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think our team set up for that game was pretty much our strongest one. We had like the likes of Rachel Daly was in there, Frank Kirby, obviously, as I've mentioned, and the usual names that you would expect. Everyone up top was the same. Sort of, obviously Ellen White, Lauren Hemp, Kyra Walsh was in the middle. I would say it was our possible strongest 11 with the injuries we know that we have out. But switching then quickly to obviously last night's game, this is the starting 11. A lot of changes.
Yeah.
Some. I actually think that was Ruben Moy's debut, wasn't it? I'm sure someone mentioned.
Yeah, it was her first game starting. Yeah.
Yeah. Right in the back as well, in the centre of a back three. Lottie, what did you make of her performance last night?
Do you know what? I'm so incredibly proud of every single one of them, but slightly a bit more proud of our girls, of course. But I mean, she had two extremely experienced players, defenders by either side of her, and Alex Greenwood and Dean Bright. I mean, there was nothing really to worry about. We know what she can do at Arsenal, and she's definitely brought it to England. I mean, I'm hoping this is like the foundation to start her and take her to the Euros.
Yeah, absolutely. And she was creating a few chances as well. She got in the box a few times. So obviously it was that kind of game where she could have the freedom to do that without having to worry about getting back. But is that exciting stuff for you to see as well, Mike, of her getting involved?
Yeah, 100%. And, the fact that obviously she's an Arsenal player as well, I love that. But I think she, when you kind of summed it up perfectly there, really, that she didn't have a lot of defending to do because their attack, didn't really create anything or didn't, England were that much in control. So she was able to go forward and to, get involved going on the front foot as well, which I like to see. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just quickly run through all the names. Probably the least important. And to be honest, I didn't see the very start, so I didn't actually know who was in goal until that chance in the second half. So obviously we've got Mary Earps. We discussed it last time. She's on her 14th cap now, so still quite fresh in the team. Then we go to left centre back. We've got Alex Greenwood. I know, Lottie, you probably want to talk about her and her performance last night, so go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, her pinpoint passing, it's just everything that she does is just absolutely incredible. I mean, we kept them in their own halves. I mean, our possession last night was 85%, and like the passing accuracy was nearly 90%, and we were like straight in their half constantly didn't park the bus. But her passing and her crosses are just absolutely sublime to watch. As we were discussing off air, she's just such an underrated player. And she's only, I believe, she's only 22. Do you know what I mean? She's got a long career ahead of her, and I'm excited just to see what else she brings. Even to the WSL, she's going to be one to watch.
She's one of those that I was thinking last night. I've always kind of liked her, but I was thinking last night, I was like, can we nick her? I know we obviously got McCabe and stuff, and we're good on the left, but she is such a good player that you could probably alternate. 3 assists last night as well. And to me, she seemed like the one that was sort of leading the line and bringing them up.
Yeah.
We weren't so defensive. We weren't even at the halfway line. We were like halfway in between the halfway line and their goal. And I think she sort of led the line for that. We'll go on to Millie Bright. Me and Lottie have obviously already discussed her captaincy this time round. So Mike, what do you think of her? And do you think she deserved the captaincy and took it well?
Yeah, I think she does. I think she's certainly, one of my options I would have gone with. And I think, she had a really good game yesterday. I was quite impressed with what I saw from her. I wanted to touch on Alex actually a little bit as well, just a moment ago, because, you mentioned there the 3 assists, but I really like the first assist, the one where she just plays it that well. It's with the pre-assist, as you want to call it, the Mesut Ozil pre-assist. But, I really like that, the ball down the line, and then obviously, that her part in that goal and getting defence transitioned into attack really, really quickly. I really like that a lot. But yeah, I think Millie Bright, for me, deserves to be captain, and I think she's done a really good job at it as well. But with Alex, I was impressed with her as well, and that game was perfect for her really as well. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. And we'll go to the middle of the park. So obviously on the right wing, we've got our Beth. Just the 3 goals and 3 assists for her last night. She was just absolutely unreal and in the thick of it the whole way through. Then we've got Georgia Stanway. Anyone know how many assists she got last night?
Ooh, was it 2 or?
It was,
2.
It was definitely
6.
a couple. No, it was 5 or 6.
What?
Yeah.
6?
She got 6 assists.
I wasn't actually counting, but that's incredible.
Yeah.
And she got the penalty. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
And a goal.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, we'll go into that goal a little bit later, actually. So I've got an interesting point about it. But yeah, 6 assists in one game. And she didn't even play the full game either. So
I know they were saying about breaking records left, right, and centre, but that's got to be some sort of a record, or it can't be too far off anyway.
Yeah.
No,
I can't remember.
It's just an absolute record-breaking night, wasn't it? Really, Gee?
It was.
It's absolutely incredible.
I can't remember what time she came off, but it'll be interesting to go back and then see how long she was actually on the pitch for as well. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it was like 60, 65 minutes potentially, but to get 6 assists is pretty special.
Well, I'm looking now. It was 6 assists in exactly 50 minutes. So yeah.
Wow, literally just like over 1 every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So she was always in the middle of it, wasn't she?
Wow, that is really pretty much incredible. I'm just having a quick look at the lineup again, Gee, and where are we?
Yeah.
And Daly Carter, Kirby. And she was.
Oh, was that from the other day?
Yeah. No, it doesn't. Sorry, Jude. It doesn't say when she was subbed on.
Oh, no worries. Obviously in the middle of the park. She's the usual name, the name you always expect to be on the sheet if she's fit. Kyra Walsh.
Yeah.
I really like her. I think she didn't really register no assists or anything last night. But I still think she's the type of player that plays her game and doesn't need to be noticed, but gets stuck in everywhere. She's always everywhere. She pulls off a little bit of skill out of nowhere and sets up all these plays. So I think she's really sort of influential, and she's still quite young as well. So a pretty good player there.
Yeah.
And then towards the left-hand side, we've obviously got Man United's Ella Toone. Pretty good form for United so far, and she seems to be bringing this into England as well. What do you think of her, Mike?
Yeah, I was really impressed with her. I'm just going to keep saying I'm impressed with her more because I was. I thought she took her goal really well. I thought she played some really good football. Looked really threatening, really dangerous, and that's what you want from somebody playing in that position. So, yeah, you kind of have to be full of praise for her as well. Another one that really shone.
One of the best goals as well, I think.
It was,
last night. Lottie, I know you'll want to talk about this one because I think we both got super excited at the same time last night.
Yeah,
Lauren
we did.
Obviously, last show we said it was 12 appearances and no goals.
And no goals. And then she does this to us.
What happened last night?
She didn't get 1. She didn't get just 2. She didn't go for 3. She had to go for 4. I was so pleased for her. I actually jumped off my sofa. That was the only time last night. I was so pleased for her. I mean, she's just the way she just glides through that midfield sometimes is just like absolutely incredible. I'd definitely love to see her in an Arsenal shirt, but she's over at City at the moment. I think she's quite happy there. But she's just such a joy to watch either way, as a footballer in general. I can't fault her performance. You just can't do it to her. She's just absolutely incredible.
Exactly. And how many assists do you reckon she had?
It's got to be at least a minimum of 3.
2.
So 4 goals and 2 assists. That's
not bad. That's not bad.
Not bad going at all. Not bad going at all.
And it's almost.
I've also got to give you some credit as well, actually, because you did say she was going to get a goal over the next 2 games, and she proved you right. So, Gee, keep predicting them goals, girl. Seriously.
Yeah. All 4s. That's just insane, isn't it? 4 goals and 2 assists.
I was expecting at least 2, but 4. That's just absolutely insane, especially in one game.
Was it her they mentioned about when it was? Because obviously that was Beth England already had scored a couple at that point, and I think. Did they have something go on between Hemp and Beth England where was it Hemp might have stolen her goal? Is that who I was thinking of, or was that somebody else they mentioned there? Because I'm sure that on the commentary they mentioned about if Beth had a chance for getting a hat trick, then Hemp was certainly probably not going to square the ball to her after what happened last time.
Oh, I think so. I'm not sure. I'm going to have a look at that.
Yeah.
I think because I think Lauren. That's definitely probably why Lauren didn't square it off.
I think so.
If that is true. Oh,
I believe that's what I heard. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's interesting. Maybe not so together as we think.
Yeah, maybe not. The thing is, Beth England. Who did she play? Beth England plays for
Chelsea.
Yeah. So the rivalry is there.
In the last national game.
Sorry, Max, say that again?
I think it was in one of the last national games from like a couple of games back.
Might have been the last qualifying round.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely have a look into that and see what's going on. Keep an eye out. So then we will go straight into obviously Beth England up top. She registered 2 goals yesterday, no assists, but still a pretty good performance. What did you think of her, Mike? Sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry, it's my fault.
That's another one I was really happy to get. Just to see get her goal as well. It was overdue as well because she led the line really, really well. And I think it was only a matter of time before she did score. It took her, a fair while to do that. And I was quite confident that when she did get her first, she'd go on and grab sort of, at least another one. But for her overall performance, she had other chances as well. So she could have certainly had a hat trick in the game. But a couple of goals, can't really argue with that at all.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, for a striker, I think in those type of games as well, there might be some sort of pressures if you're not scoring, like why are you not scoring? And probably seeing, because I think she scored her goals quite late on.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe there was a bit like, right, everyone else is getting their goals. I need to get in on mine and keep up with them all.
I think her first was trying to see what minute it was. It was just after 60 minutes. So yeah.
Oh. To be fair, I thought she had scored pretty early on. And I must have just not been paying attention because then when she did score, they were like, there it is. And I was like, what? I thought she already had. But there were so many, you just couldn't keep up, could you, at some stage?
No, that's right, yeah.
So we'll go up to the main gal, obviously Ellen White. She was going into this, as I said earlier, 1 goal behind the record. And Lottie, what happened from there?
Do you know what? Obviously, I've read the interviews, and obviously, she made out like she wasn't fussed whether she got her goal or not. But as soon as it went in, you just knew. I mean, look at that. That was her celebration before she was down on her knees crying for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see how much it means to become England's top goal scorer. Albeit by 2, and I'm sure she's got a long way to go and she will keep scoring. She's a complete goal poacher, as Mike said earlier, and she even scores the classy goals, and that's what you want from someone up front all the time and consistently as well.
And I mentioned a little bit earlier the Stanway's penalty. So I thought a really interesting point to compare to the number 9 of England's men's team. We all know who he is. So obviously she'd already she'd already broken the record at this point, and she may have even been on 47, so she may have been 1 ahead. But then obviously we get a penalty, and she lets Stanway take it. So she could have been selfish and gone with it herself to get herself higher up in the order. But I just think it shows what a great character she is. That the fact that she had looked around, saw that Stanway, I don't even know if she had scored at this point, because I'm sure the commentator said it was like her first goal or something.
Yeah, I don't think she had. I think that was the goal that actually,
Yeah, so she noticed that and then decided to give her the penalty, which I just thought was just so nice to see. What did you guys think of it? We'll go with Mike first.
Yeah, that's a proper role model and somebody that you would just, really like to see that. Because, as we just touched on there, I believe that was the first goal for Stanway there as well. And you like to see that from Ellen, because obviously she's got the record, or she's on level with the record at that time, and she's going to go on and break the record, knowing against, knowing who you're up against and the kind of standard of caliber that you're up against in terms of a side really as well. So I think she sort of knew already in the back of her mind what was going to come next. And I like that. I like a little bit of unselfishness in a play. You got to be selfish as a striker at times, but times like that, I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's some good points. And Lottie, what do you make of that whole situation?
I think it proves my point. There's so many great leaders in that team. Again, I'm going to link this back to Millie Bright as well. As Millie Bright said, she was astounded that she was going to be captain for these 2 games. Yeah. I mean, Ellen's definitely one of those leaders that you want to see up front. But sometimes, as I like to say, is like the strikers are not always the best captains. So it's always nice to have someone from the back leading. But she's an incredible all-rounder. Having the respect for the younger players as well, it does really help because I believe she's 32 now. So I don't think she's on her way out to end her career just yet. I think she wants to go out a bit of a bang. But she's incredible, absolutely incredible.
And I can see that happening. I can see her going out on the back of maybe winning this tournament or something like that. Yeah.
No, definitely.
That's
not next summer; it's the summer after because we've got the Euros that interrupt it as well, Mike. So qualifying's going to be around for a little bit, but we're 5 points clear on top of the group now. So with a plus
the next couple of tournaments, maybe if they, maybe the next few tournaments, maybe if England go on and win the next 2 tournaments, maybe that'd be even better. Yeah,
that'd be incredible.
Imagine finishing on a Euros win and then World Cup,
and then going on to that'd be incredible.
Would be incredible, and I think she's definitely got it in her to keep doing it.
100%.
Definitely, as long as she stays fit and injury free. I am touching wood, by the way.
Me too. We're all tapping it.
She'll be absolutely brilliant. I mean, I am looking forward to the Euros and the World Cup. I know the World Cup's a while away, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be interesting because obviously we're going to be running with Australian times and New Zealand times. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
I just want to quickly touch on some of the subs. Because a few names I've heard but not really managed to see play in the league. So it was quite refreshing to be able to see them last night. The one that stands out most for me is Alessia Russo. I think she'd already had maybe 1 or 2 caps before this game, and then comes on and scores a hat-trick. So what did you guys think of that?
Do you know what? I kind of picked up on Russo just before we went into the international breaks. Obviously, we played Man United. I thought she was very, 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 very good because we did make some mistakes as a team, and she did get round us. But thankfully, Zinsberger was on point as always to keep that clean sheet. So I kind of looked at the names that called up and had a look who we were playing that weekend. So I've had a rough idea what she was like. But for her to score 2 goals in less than 60 seconds, absolutely brilliant. I mean, 81 and 82 minutes, just like, wow. I mean, you could say she was at the right place, right time, but the point is it was 2 goals, and I was quite pleased with her. Her first goal was good as well. I did enjoy it.
First goal was very good. And then when you look at the other 2, the 82nd and 83rd minutes, those goals there, I think just before that, didn't she have one where she probably should have scored as well? I think she was almost on the line and hit the crossbar. So to kind of show, that hasn't got into you, and you're still able to stay as switched on and whatever, and come back and get 2 more goals. I really like that about her as well. And I thought that the 3rd goal as well. Yes, it was a mistake from the keeper, but again, in the right place at the right time, and I'd like to see that a lot. Yeah.
I think that the one you talk about where she missed, it was actually an easier chance than the one she'd scored before. Yeah. It's one of those, isn't it? Sometimes you can score something that you shouldn't really be able to pull off, and then you miss an absolute sitter.
Yeah. And that's another one you could have had 4 as well. So then, that might have been the 21. So there you go.
Yeah. Obviously, she came back and then took her hat trick. The one thing I did like is they posted a picture last night, because I said to I watched it with my uncle, and I was like, who gets the match ball here? So they posted the photo, all 4 of them, the ball.
Oh, brilliant.
So cool, isn't it? No. Yeah, just interested. Was there any other of the subs that came on yesterday that you guys were really impressed with at all?
Do you know what? I was interesting to see Alex Carr. I believe she plays for Birmingham City.
Yeah, Birmingham. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's just come on. She's got 3 caps and she's got her first senior goal. I was really pleased with her. I mean, you didn't expect it to come from the back, but obviously Serena told them to just put the pedal to the metal and just go for it. Yeah. And then they were just having fun out there, to be honest. They weren't even... This is going to sound really bad, but I don't think they were trying. They were just enjoying themselves and playing a proper game of football. Yeah. I think I did get to the point where I did feel sorry for Latvia. It's like, when is this going to stop? This is torture.
I felt sorry for Latvia. When I felt sorry for Latvia is when it got to 20-0 and the referee and the officials still decided to add 3 minutes of
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, this is torture. This is not fair.
Yeah. And what about you, Mike? Was there anyone that you were happy to see other than the ones we've already mentioned?
I'm trying to think really who else might have impressed me really last night. I was I think Katie Zelen, is it Zelen?
Yeah.
Well, she looked quite lively, and she didn't score, but looked like she was trying to make some stuff happen as well. So I was quite impressed with that from her. I thought she'd done what she needed to do when she come on. And obviously Jordan Nobbs got the goal as well. So I was quite pleased to see that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say actually, with it was really nice to see Jordan Nobbs come on and score a beauty as well.
It was a lovely goal. That's probably my favourite goal of the whole game.
10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was up there. Because we were saying the other day that obviously the previous game was at the Stadium of Light.
Yeah.
And myself and Lottie were mentioning that obviously she's from that area and it was her home sort of stadium.
Yeah.
And it was just really gutting that she didn't even get on the pitch at that point. I'm not sure why. I guess maybe Serena doesn't quite know the sentiment of it. The same for Jill Scott as well. It was her home ground. So it was really nice for both of them to come on, and they both got a goal as well. Scott got a goal and an assist on her 154th appearance. Isn't that just insane?
No, it is incredible. I mean, she's just one of those players that have been around for so long. You don't really think how long she's actually been there, and she's literally the heart of where she is. And I really can't see her not playing in that team. It's really difficult not to imagine her never playing for them again.
Yeah, and she's so close. Another tournament might get her up to almost record as well.
Yeah,
which would be nice for another current player to be in and amongst the new records there.
Oh no, definitely. I mean, this is what these girls do. They absolutely smash records. I mean, I think last night Alex Patton, she captained for the under-19s, I believe, for the first time. Oh. So I'm quite pleased for her. Another gooner girl.
Yeah.
These girls do nothing but smash records. I mean, women's football hasn't really been around. Well, it has been around, but it's grown more popular in the last 10 years, I'd say. And the records are going down. And it's getting bigger and bigger. I mean, for the FA Cup alone, there's been 40,000 tickets sold.
Yeah, that's it for the game.
It's just absolutely incredible.
Another massive event. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to get there on Sunday. I'm really looking forward to it. It's like my first Arsenal women's game, so
yeah,
it's crossed.
What a game to start with as well. There was a point last night, and I was like, "Please take Mead off," and she did actually hold her ankle at one point, and I was like, "Oh my god, no, please!"
Yeah, you need to keep
I was like, literally after her third assist, I was like, "Get her off!" And even Ian Wright was screaming on Twitter because he was down there, "Get her off!" And I was like, I hope she's okay. I really because we need her for the next 2 games.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, so. She'll be one to really watch at the weekend, especially coming off a game like this. She's had a really good international break.
Yeah.
As we've already said, she's 3 assists, 3 goals. Really good form in the league, and the previous England games, wasn't it the one before, not the Austria, but the last camp? She also got a hat trick against Northern Ireland, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So coming off of that, you really hope that confidence that's been building up goes through to something on Sunday. Fingers crossed.
I'm sure it will as well.
Definitely.
I think players like that, I think she thrives off of it as well. And I think the fact that she's got, that many goals and that many assists in the last couple of games, I think, she's going to be really looking forward to this game on Sunday. And I think she'll put in a really good performance. And I think, she could definitely be the difference maker.
No, definitely.
For sure.
I completely agree with that.
Should we quickly discuss that game? Obviously, Lottie, you said that there is 40,000 tickets officially sold. Yeah. And it seems like every single weekend they release the new figures and it just goes up by 10,000 each time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, the advertising, it's just, there's so many people that I'm going with. Like, I know Matt in the chat's coming out. There's a few of us that are going down for like the first time, and it's all really exciting. I don't know about you, Matt, but I was saying before to G, and obviously on the show, that beginning of the season was very bleak for the men. And I just got to the point where I didn't care. I was watching the women smashing goals. And I'm like, people say, why aren't you upset? I said, have you seen the Arsenal ladies? We're top of the league. I don't care.
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
exactly. Because it's always a bright side to the coin. I mean, obviously, Brentford, they're going to play like it's the Champions League final. The other two, I don't need to explain. It's just, they've been a shining light for me this season. And I've really, really, really enjoyed watching them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I like about the women as well. You don't see any of the women shy away or, try and, what's the word?
Dodge responsibility.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. And, the ladies, or the women's teams are actually the complete opposite of that. And, the men have really, been in that kind of, in that sort of way inclined this season a little bit at times, especially if you look at that Liverpool game, for example, the way that went. But
I've got to say, I've got to disagree with you there. We're not ready to compete with them. We're not.
No, I don't.
Sorry, but it could have been worse.
Ready to compete, but we need to at least show a bit of fight. And I think our women have shown more fight than our men in that game.
Oh no, definitely. I mean, going back to the Barcelona game, like we were getting ripped all over the park over in Spain, and they still actually put up a fight. Yeah. And that's all I ask as a fan. Yeah. I mean, anyone does, I think. But they still put up a fight. And they might have lost, was it 4-1, G?
Yeah.
We lost 4-1, but at least we got one back and we didn't give up. And
roll over. Like
we've seen the men do so many times.
Yeah, we made that triple substitution, I think around like 60 odd minutes. Yeah. And that completely changed our way. That's when we got the goal back. And we were on top for that doesn't sound a long time, but about 10-ish minutes, which in football can change a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And I think we just got caught out, and that obviously that fourth goal is just a bit of a killer, isn't it?
Yeah, it usually is.
I'm really looking forward, and I do actually feel like we can put in a good, not saying that the other one wasn't, but a good performance again next Thursday, a week tomorrow. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. That'll be my first.
Definitely. It's very, very exciting. I mean, you're up in London for a few days. That's going to be great. It's just football galore, really, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 games in like 3 days ish.
Yeah, that definitely is.
It's the best when it's you got a couple of games in a short space of time. I like that.
Yeah, it's worked out quite well this time round. Yeah. But I'm really looking forward to seeing. Because, it's obviously with the men, it's the same. It's different sometimes watching it on the TV. And then in real life, you realise, like, oh, God, you are good. Yeah. Like, you just see different things that the camera sometimes can't pick out.
I've seen opposite of players, though. Where you've seen players that when you watch them on TV, you think they're really, really good. But then you go to the stadium and you're like, well, at least try and chase after the ball.
Or not as fast as they look.
Yeah.
Exactly. I completely agree with that.
I just want to touch on a few things. I hate to sort of highlight it, but I feel like it needs to be said. And I did say something last night and I kind of removed it today because I just didn't want... I was worried about someone coming at me for saying things, but there was a lot of hate for the women's game last night and this morning, I've noticed. People that clearly... I think Lottie said earlier, some people commenting they haven't even... they haven't watched the game. Mm-hmm. What I kind of saw was it was the second half goalkeeper for Latvia. She went to take a goal kick and she must have kicked the ground or something and it just didn't go anywhere. It kind of like bubbled up and came back to her or something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that was the video obviously people were using to say like, oh, they want equal pay and they want this and that, but they can't even kick a ball. I'm interested, Mike, for your point of view, because for me, I'm just like, like you can't even enjoy a crazy. It was a crazy win, of course it was, and you can't even enjoy that really because there's still people that want to bring up random super comments like this. Like, what do you think if you do see anything like that?
I haven't seen too much of it. I've actually seen and heard a lot of the opposite in the last, 24 hours or whatever it's been now. A lot of, I was saying to Lottie before we went on as well about a lot of people coming out with a lot of positive things about the game, and people that haven't really seen England before, haven't really watched football before, that have just turned over and put it on and watched it and actually, really got into it and enjoyed it. So, yes, you're going to have that. And, it's a shame that you're going to have that to deal with as well. And it's, about stamping it out as quickly as you can and just trying to, what's the word, sort of, I don't know really what the right word is, but kind of, I suppose, to just, try and make sure everything's as equal as possible, because as I said before, a lot of these women are really, really good, talented players, and, they're there on merit. They're, they've worked their way up to this standard, and fair play to them.
No, definitely. I think on one of our first shows, we did a combined 11. Yeah. And about maybe 3 or 4, the first senior team for the men's got into our teams.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'd love to see the women take on the men. It'd be a serious wake up call.
Oh, of course
it really would. Mike, I don't know if you did see the last show. What did you think of the Welsh national team being paid the same amount as the men now?
I did see it, as I mentioned you off. Actually, I did see it, and I like that a lot. I'm really pleased that Wales have done that, and I'm sure it won't be too long until other nations start to go the same way. And hopefully that's the case, because as I just mentioned a moment ago, they're there on merit. They're really talented group of players, group of girls, and they deserve it. So for me, it's all about equality. So fair play.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and I think I've just lost what I was about to say.
It's all right, don't worry. Don't worry.
I just wanted to sort of bring it up because I saw loads of really nice stuff and people were really getting into it. Yeah. And a lot of people actually that were watching one of the Premier League games had decided to switch over because obviously everyone that was watching it was saying like, go.
Yeah.
And that kind of like, because it was on, obviously, I think it's on ITV4. So it's a channel that everyone has. It's accessible. Evening time, so everyone's there to watch it. So it did kind of draw people into it again, which potentially weren't fans of the league game they were watching, but then decided to jump in and watch the rest of the girls' game.
I said it to you, Lottie, last night. It appealed to me a lot more to watch the Lionesses than it did to watch Leeds against Crystal Palace, like 100%.
Yeah. That's a good thing about last night is when things like that do happen, people then think, oh, actually, as I said, maybe not as boring as the men playing less teams. Because, some teams you think, is this going to be what kind of games is going to be? Is it going to be too easy that it's boring? And for me last night, I was just sucked into the buzz. The crowd were amazing. Yeah. Even though there wasn't that many there. Yeah. They were all waving.
One of my mates was there actually last night as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that all of that combined, it does in a way bring a good advert to the women's game. But then on the flip side, that kind of score in a World Cup qualifier, is that also potentially not so great of an advert for the game? Lottie, what do you think?
Do you know what? Thing is, with the qualifiers, we all know what the men's qualifiers are. It's the same teams every year. Yeah. I can't say this about the women, but it seems to be that same sort of teams that we've drawn. I mean, as we spoke about Austria last time, and they're the only ones that I think will give us an issue. Northern Ireland, possibly. Otherwise, Stephen will kill me. Sorry, Stephen, if you're watching this back.
I know with Northern Ireland as well. I just want to touch on that just briefly. That was a really good win for them last night as well.
Oh, yeah. No, Katie was brilliant, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I watched the highlights of that. She did
that was
really
the Republic.
Well. Oh, no. Oh, God. Sorry, do apologise. I watched the Republic. Not Northern Ireland. I do apologise.
They won. Was it Northern Ireland that won?
It was the Republic that won 10.
Yeah, sorry,
last night.
That's what I meant. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
It's all right,
It's all good.
Don't worry, Stephen. I'm sorry, honestly.
That's all right, Stephen. You'll beat them 11, so it's fine.
But yeah, I guess looking into not only our result, but obviously they beat Georgia 10-0.
Yeah.
McCabe was in it, loving life. Her interview afterwards was amazing and still so down to earth as well. I don't know if you guys did you see any of that from her yesterday, like coming up on social media? Did you see the interview at all?
I haven't seen the interview, no.
Well, she was basically just saying that, you know, they wanted to just come out with the 3 points and wasn't dwelling too much on the score, just the performance. And really the way she came across actually was, you know, there's no cockiness. I think she'd maybe scored 3 or 4 yesterday. I'm not sure.
Right.
You know, she has a right to come out and be like, yeah, I was really great. But she was still mentioning the team, the job they had to do that night. So I think they have had a few like disappointing results.
Yeah.
So that was really nice to see. And again, bringing that into her Arsenal form is only going to be beneficial for us going forward.
Absolutely. We've got some real talented individuals in that Arsenal group as well. Like, even if you look at, you know, the Dutch superstar in Viv Miedema as well. So
yeah, didn't she just win BBC Footballer?
I believe so. Yeah,
I
believe so.
I believe she came 4th in the Ballon d'Or as well.
Yeah,
which was really good. I'm not surprised Alexis Putellas won it. I'm not surprised because she's absolutely incredible. But obviously, my Arsenal hat back on. I really wanted Viv to get it because she's such a joy to watch. But I do think, actually, Mike, do you think if she came up against the England defence, do you think she's going to cause us some trouble?
Yeah, 100%.
Over the Euros.
Yeah, 100%. Because that's the kind of player that she is. She's that good. She's like the female version of Dennis Bergkamp, is the way that I look at her.
Yeah.
So
definitely. I mean, I think I saw some pictures floating around Twitter of that. His famous kick at that. He's got the statue outside Arsenal, obviously.
Yeah.
And she was doing the same pose, and I was like, oh my god! I never what a snap to get, you know, as a photographer. I completely agree with you. Gee, what do you think?
Yeah, it would be really not cool because it's obviously going to be a really tough game. But if we were to sort of come up against them, especially with us having their old manager as well, that could really make
that'd be a spicy game. It's a proper spicy game.
As we've already seen, Serena just goes for the jugular. She don't care.
No,
she just goes for the jugular. What have you made of her so far, guys? Mike?
Yeah, I think she's a really, really good coach, really, a really good manager. So, you know, getting all the jobs done when it needs to be done, getting all the points. You can't argue with the lineups. I like her a lot. I think she's doing everything right, really. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same. Obviously, we've only had a couple of games with her, but I really like that she's bringing new names to the team, but she isn't necessarily like maybe not so clued up on our league as such. I don't know if she's watched us a lot, but she is given, now that she's here, I'm guessing she's really keeping an eye on it. As you know, the likes of like Zellum, Carter coming in, that's I think only on 2 appearances. We've got so many that are on like 10 or less caps, which is just really refreshing. I think she has a good mixture of obviously the old school girls in White and Scott and Nobbs and everyone, and bringing them, allowing them to do their thing in the league and then rewarding them by giving them their caps again.
See, that's what I like. I like that a lot about playing the girls on merit, and you know, playing because they're in form, playing because they're in form. Yeah.
No, definitely. I mean, I know Serena was at the Arsenal United game because obviously she was chatting to one of the girls that had been subbed off from our team. So no, she's definitely keeping an eye on them and the performances. I mean, we all know Mr. Southgate's got his favourites, but to see them being rewarded on merit, as Mike said, that's actually refreshing. She looks at who's actually in form and who is actually up for it. I mean, if we look back at Jordan Nobbs, she's been hindered by so many injuries and heartbreaks. For her to be back in that team is actually is absolutely incredible. It's a shame she didn't get on the pitch for Sunday at the Stadium of Light, but she got a chance in Doncaster. So
that's the thing as well. She not only is she bringing them in to be in the camp, whereas with the men sometimes it's just to get them into the environment and no intention to really. I know we hadn't qualified, so it's kind of different, but with the girls, it seems like everyone will get their chance. I think maybe in the Austria game, obviously that was the harder one. One we really wanted to get that done as well and see through it. So obviously she went with what she knew, like the standard team, I would say. But then for this game, she could have still done the same thing to keep the momentum, but she made the changes and she was quite good with the subs as well, I think. Letting everyone have a chance, giving her debuts to a couple of the girls. And it looks like when they finished as well, I think it's something they've kind of always done. But they were all stood in a circle around the pitch.
Yeah.
And she still kind of didn't have like a crazy smile on her face. She was still looking. It kind of looked like she was saying like, "Yeah, well done." But obviously, there's going to be points as well that weren't great.
That's exactly what you want from a coach, though. That's the thing. Like, you can't have a perfect performance. There's no such thing as a perfect performance. There's always stuff that can be fixed.
Yes,
Gee, as you know, playing football yourself, you know that. But I think we're in for an interesting ride over the Euros, I think, next summer, and the rest of the qualifying as well. I think the next lot is in April.
Yeah.
We head over to Northern Ireland, funny enough.
Yeah.
I can't remember who else we're playing that round, but I
think it's North Macedonia, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay. Away, that's going to be...
So two different games, really, then, different kind of level of opponents, then, really, again,
No, definitely. I was just thinking about you saying, like, Serena giving other players opportunities, and I was reading something earlier today, and with Carter, she's obviously been capped 3 times now, but between the second and third, she had to wait 4 years to be called up.
It's a long time, long gap.
It's a very, very long wait. And for her to get the goal is obviously, as I said earlier, is incredible. I think she's got a point to prove, to be honest, for her to be missing for so long.
Was she? I might be wrong. Did she play for Chelsea last year?
I'm not too sure. I know she's at Birmingham.
I thought she did. I thought she was she looked familiar, and I thought she was the one from Chelsea. But I'll have to double check. But yeah, you could see when she scored as well. There's a really good picture of everyone sort of huddled around her. She has the biggest smile on her face. So it obviously meant a lot. I didn't know she had like that long. I thought she was just sort of fresh into the team. I didn't know she'd gone so long without being involved in the squad.
I didn't until I had a read of the newspaper. So
yeah, so it really shows as well, isn't it? How proud they are to be a part of it, and in a way you could kind of. It was like obviously amazing happiness, but maybe a little bit of relief of like now because there's injuries. She is well in for a spot, isn't she, in the next camp if she keeps it up?
Yeah, 100%. And obviously she come off the bench yesterday as well. And for any sub to have an impact, that's what you want them to do. And to come on, have an impact, do that after so long out of the game as well, and or out of the squad. Sorry, I should say. I think she'll really be thriving to kind of go on and really achieve some, plenty more caps in the near future now. Yeah.
No, hopefully we'll see. The thing is, with our centre back crisis we've got at the moment in England, I think she has more of a chance of getting called up.
Yeah.
With the likes of Leah and Steph Houghton out. I mean, it's kind of strange not seeing Steph play, if I'm honest with you, because that's one name I expect to be there as our normal leader.
It's normally one of the first names on the team sheet. Yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah. She'd be one of mine along with Leah, but I'm hoping Leah will be back after Christmas. I'm hoping so, because otherwise I think as a domestic side, as Arsenal fans, we might be in a little bit of trouble, but we'll see. I mean,
and they've had a really good partnership between Steph and Leah as well for some time now.
No, definitely. Thing is, with a team, you need those relationships for it to work. I mean, we're seeing it in the men's side forming, but you can see it on a regular basis with the women. Literally, they talk to each other. They get the ball where it's supposed to be, and I can't complain. I really can't.
I don't know how long Steph is out for, but also talking about that with Lucy Bronze. It's mad to not see her, and I keep forgetting that she's injured. I'm like, where's Lucy?
No, didn't she? She's if I remember rightly, Steph's got her Achilles, and it's a knee injury for Lucy, I believe.
I think so.
I remember reading that somewhere. But yeah, no, I first noticed them in the obviously the Olympics. I was sitting there, obviously working from home. I had the Olympics on the TV. I just enjoyed watching them play. I mean, obviously the men's had the Euros, so there was no football for the men's, but they did really well in the Olympics. I think as a team as a whole.
I watched most of that Olympics as well, and I thought the England lionesses played some really good football, and actually, well, I'm unfortunate and unlucky not to go further in it as well.
No, definitely, I completely agree with that. I mean. You see the level of talent that we've got, and you think, oh yeah, we've got the best league in the world, and then you see like other countries. It's like, oh my god, what was I thinking? I mean, I definitely think that, like, obviously, Arsenal are the best over here for me personally, but there's just so much talent out there in the women's. It's just
Australia's got a really good league as well, hasn't it? Obviously, we all know America.
Of course.
That's always been a thing, but I was surprised with Australia. They really do put a lot into their women's leagues. Yeah,
no, they definitely do. I mean, with the likes of Sam Kerr being over here, got Lydia Williams, Steph Catley. I mean, they're big names, and like obviously because they're the hosts, they've already qualified with New Zealand, which is great for them, but
not so
and
great.
Just dreading, not so great for us. Do you know what I mean? We see them play week in, week out. We know what's in the lockers. And I think that there's obviously going to be some more challenges from the Australian team, because obviously they were brilliant in the Olympics. I did enjoy watching them as well. I mean, I think they got a slight advantage over us if we do ever come up against them in the World Cup. What do you think, Mike?
I really, I probably would agree with that as well. I do like them as a nation. I think they were really, really good in the last tournament as well. But then, I don't know, because it goes back to last night again as well, because when you're on a high, you ride that wave. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're 5 points clear. Surely we're a shoo-in for that qualification spot. I don't want to go to playoffs. Do you, G?
Absolutely not.
It won't happen. There's no chance. Like, I'm pretty certain it won't happen. I think the girls will have it in the bag now. Yeah.
No, I hope so. But I'm not going to safely say that we're safe until the next round. Because anything
know
can
when
happen.
We can be confirmed?
Do you know what? I think it would be after the next game, because we're now after the second leg with Austria, because we're now with Latvia. That was the second leg, and we're now entering the last legs.
The second,
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't really want to say anything till we've got past Austria, if you know what I mean, G.
Yeah.
So I think it's like. The next one is obviously April. April. Then there's definitely one in September, but is it September, November? I think actually, isn't it? Or is it?
Yes, there's three more. There's 3 more rounds because we played two games each.
It will still be some time yet then till we actually sure on qualification. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So anything can happen, but we are 5 points clear with a plus 53 goal difference, and that is actually the highest.
53 now.
That is the highest in all groups, which I'm very impressed with. I mean, Belgium won 19-0 the other night, and we just had to do one better.
Yeah.
So,
one last sort of question from me, just going back to the game last night. This is probably a tough question, but who is your woman of the match? Mine, I'm just going to go out there and say mine was Greenwood. I know there's so many others that could.
I'm going to say
reasons,
why.
But,
why, G?
Just because she was the centre of everything. Like I said earlier, she was the leader from the back.
Okay.
She was everywhere. Her communication, and every time she had the ball, she looked like she was going to put through an absolute blinder of a cross. And I kind of really wanted her to score herself.
Yeah.
But for me, it was definitely her.
See, that was another thing last night as well. 10 different goal scorers.
Yeah, 10 different goal scorers. That's just like 64 shots, and like 31 were on target, 21 were off target, and only 12 were blocked. Do you know what I mean? It's incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
It's crazy. For me, I'm going to give it to Georgia Stanway. I thought she was excellent. You know, yes, we'd said about it before with the goals, and assists and everything, but just her overall play was so good. She was just a joy and delight to watch, really. Yeah.
Oh God, now it's my turn. I'm gonna have to go with Lauren. I'm gonna have to go with Lauren Hemphill. I mean, she was incredible last night. Didn't just want the one or the two. She had to go for the hat trick plus the fourth.
Yeah.
So I'm so pleased for her. So definitely Lauren for me last night. I enjoy it. She's actually one of my favourite England players to watch, just as a whole. I mean, Greenwood's close enough, but Lauren, she's just a little bit better for me. As much as I love the Arsenal girls, don't get me wrong, guys, but Lauren just edges it for me in that England shirt.
But you could, that's the thing. You could give it to any one of probably 15.
Exactly. Exactly. You could give it to anyone. I mean, you could give it to all the goal scorers if you had to.
Yeah.
But it's just it's really difficult. I don't know how they choose at the end who the award goes to. I mean, if you look at the Republic of Ireland, it's just easy. Give it to Katie. Give it to Katie. Just give it to her now. No one else really does. Well, considering I don't really know the other players on the team, I just say give it to Katie because she's had a blinding season over here in the WSL anyway.
Yeah, very good.
And she's just so, as Gee was saying earlier, she's just so humble about it. And I think that's probably why she's very, very, very loved.
It's really nice as well that we're able to not just have the connection to the Arsenal girls, but because I think they're so more like open with everything that we can slightly like players from a Man City or
of course, potentially
a Man United in like Everton, just because they are performing so well. It's hard not to like connect with them, isn't it?
No, definitely. I mean,
totally.
The thing is, as Matt was saying on the last show, for the Lottie show with the Arsenal ladies, he was saying like when he was up at United, the fans all get along. It doesn't matter who you support. Yeah, like you get your banter, but it's not the male football culture that's installed there, and I think it's going to be very, very different to what we're normally used to, if you know what I mean, Gee. Yeah. So I'm just looking forward to seeing what else they've got in the locker. I really do. There's some exciting times ahead.
Absolutely.
For domestically and internationally.
I was going to say something as well. We touched on earlier with the game last night, and I think it was you that mentioned it about how every goal, literally 1 to 20, was cheered all the way through. And like it wasn't like in the men's game where it's like you start feeling sorry for the other team at all. Like, it was literally like the 20th was as probably more cheered than the first.
That's true. They don't have they don't play at Wembley. They don't have the 90,000 people there, but I think in spirit, the fans are well up there. I mean, some people have different opinions, but the Mexican wave you can see going around. Yeah. I mean, it just gets everyone moving, doesn't it? Especially when it's so cold and stuff.
Especially up in Doncaster, especially up there.
Yeah, up north is always cold.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just all round so nice to see. And in a way, I'm actually really gutted that we have no international break for about 4 months.
Yeah, no, definitely. But the good news is the cup games are coming up in January. I'm still waiting for those fixtures to be released, so we'll have loads more to talk about, Gee, I'm definitely sure.
Yeah. So we'll be back, just confirming, this show will be sort of back in April to early April, isn't it? Or end of March, maybe, for a build up into it again. Yeah. But we'll definitely, I think we should look into doing something following the
definitely. I've actually got something up my sleeve. We will be back over Christmas for Road to Stadium Australia. So got some interesting stuff coming up for us. I've been playing around with some ideas. So guys, make sure you keep an eye on our tweets. We're going to be kicking up some interesting shows.
Amazing.
Right. Exciting times. Moving fast.
No, it definitely is. I mean, as I was saying to you earlier, Mike, I mean, there's not enough women content out there, and
100%. Yeah,
we've only done a few shows, and I've done a few shows on the Arsenal, and it's just so nice to just talk about and just be happy, and not, how do I put it, moan.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
yeah, moan or
I've had a good time.
Something. Yeah. And hopefully, fingers crossed, come Monday would be FA Cup. FA Cup.
Yeah.
They're catching up with the men slowly.
Oh no, we're level. No, I don't know what you're talking about. We're level. It's 14-14.
Yeah.
14-14.
Yeah. So this is their chance to overtake. Yeah.
No, it's time to challenge the men's team and say, look, you need to step up on this when you come through in the fourth round. So the thing is, we're still in it. We're still in it for the Carabao Cup at the moment as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
Which is nice. We've got Sunderland next, I believe, just 4 days before Christmas.
Yeah.
So
Cup
we'll see where we can.
Round.
Yeah, no, busy time for Arsenal fans, especially if you watch both teams.
Yeah, 100%. And you see, games Saturday, Sunday, flat out. Yeah.
No, definitely, just very, very busy times. And just looking forward to it. Actually, really, it's like next week. We've got the FA Cup for the women. Got Barcelona on the Thursday. Then we play the Sunday in the WSL, I believe.
Yeah, Sunday. Because we were going to go. We were going to try and go, weren't we?
Yeah, no, we was planning to go
over that point. So
no, it's all right. Don't worry, G. We're gonna get you to Meadow Park at some point. I mean, literally, I just found out I live an hour away from there. I just can't believe it.
It's not far from me either, and I've never actually been either.
Definitely, Mike. We'll definitely organise something. Definitely organise us. Usually a group of us that really want to go, so we'll definitely organise something.
From where I am in Hertfordshire, in Stevenage, it's not far at all. Yeah.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. You're not far from me either. To be fair.
No. Yeah.
Amazing.
So,
do we have any more comments to end the show tonight?
We've got George. Woman of the match for George is Beth Mead, but he is biased. Of course. And Ryan Thomas Williams has just joined us. Hi, Ryan. Hey, everyone. Hope you're all good. Are we all good, guys?
Yeah, sweet. Yeah.
Right, brilliant. Thank you for asking, Ryan. Just having a look through these. Matt has said there's talk about February. I'm assuming that Serena believes being held over with Germany and Spain in the mix to play. Ooh, that would be interesting. Nice. That would be very interesting because Germany, I think, at the moment, they're in the FIFA rankings. If I remember rightly, they are ranked 3rd.
Oh, so it's another very, very challenging one then, actually.
Yeah, Germany are ranked 3rd at the moment, and we as of August we moved down to 8th.
Oh wow!
In the FIFA rankings, we were 6th, but obviously Brazil and Canada have since overtaken us.
Yeah, I like the Canada women. I've always liked them as well. They play some really good football, and they're very, very good.
No, definitely. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously top of the tree is the USA.
Yeah.
I mean, some of their players, their record speaks for themselves.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry, the record speaks for itself. I can't get my words out. What is going on with me today? And then obviously you've got Sweden, Germany, got the Netherlands, France, Canada, Brazil, and us. And then I haven't really looked down the table. I'm looking up.
Yeah.
Because they're the important ones. I not saying that all the teams aren't good, but I want to be looking up the tables to where we should be, if that makes sense. Rather than
I do see that as well. I think with this group, really, the lionesses group here as well, and the mix between the experience and the younger ones coming through, getting placed in the squads on merit and stuff as well, and how they've been playing in the league. There's a lot of potential to sort of grow, and develop from that as well.
Yeah, no, definitely, I completely agree with it. Just having a quick scroll through the comments. I've brought most of these up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I brought most of these up as we were talking. So I do apologise, guys, if we didn't read your comments out. But it was Gee's first show hosting, which I'm very, very, very proud of her, of course.
Yes, done very well. Really good. So well done.
You've done really well, Gee. We're proud of you. I've got to get used to
this
a bit more.
Thank you for being with me and making it so easy. It's always easier when you get to talk to good people. So thank you both.
That's all right. No, it's been good to talk about such a record-breaking night. So yeah, enjoyable.
No, definitely.
And yeah, this is probably on par with the game last night. So there you go.
Yeah, no, definitely. See.
Thank you. So yeah, we'll sort of wrap that up for this evening. Again, thanks to Lottie for co-hosting with me. I appreciate you. And thanks for Mike for joining us on our new show. And hopefully the ones coming up, we'll get you back on. It's been really nice having you with us.
No, definitely. We'll keep you in mind for the Euros.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed coming on. And yeah, really just grateful that you've, reached out to me last night, Lottie, as well. So thanks for doing that. And yeah, appreciate it and thoroughly enjoy coming on. And more than happy to come on again.
Absolutely. We love it. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, thank you for everyone that's tuned in and sent in your comments and interacted with us tonight. We really appreciate you all being here. If you haven't already, obviously like the video and subscribe. If you somehow haven't already subscribed to Canon Chatter. As you say, if you want to look on our socials, we'll remind you when we're up again. And yeah, just keep an eye out for it. And we'll see you again soon. Thank you.